everyone! Today I'm participating in the Try It Tuesday challenge hosted by Sammie from Unicorn Dust Designs and co-hosted by Angie from the Redheaded Scrapper. This challenge occurs the last Tuesday of every month. It's an open playlist where you take a crafter's DIY that you absolutely loved and recreate it, making it your own. The playlist will be located in the description box of each creator participating in this challenge. Make sure to check out the playlist as there are so many extremely talented creators. Today I have 4 DIYs that I recreated from some very talented creators. Let's get started. This first DIY was inspired from Crafts by Katelyn. It's an anthropology dupe, and so what I'm doing is I'm taking the cotton rope from Dollar Tree and I'm just unspooling it, I guess if you will, so I can just use one strand of it to start the base of my hanging basket. And once I got my base completed and the size that I wanted it, I actually used this pink pail here to use it as a guide. Then I snipped that off, and then I took a new strand or new piece of the nautical rope from Dollar Tree to start the height of my basket. And I'm just taking some hot glue and I'm just gluing it all around. You have to be very careful with this because I burned myself so many times doing this. Even with the finger guards, still burned myself. But anyways, I'm just wrapping it around, using the pail as a guide to make sure it doesn't turn out to be cattywampus or anything like that. So I end up using the entire pack of the cotton rope, and then I take the nautical rope from Dollar Tree, and you can see there's 2 different types that they sell now. One's 8.5 foot and one's 9.5 foot, and there's different widths of them as well. And so I ended up using the 8.5 foot one for this, and it's the wider rope. So I guess that's a good rule of thumb is the 8.5 foot nautical rope that they sell, or jute rope, whatever, is wider, and the 9.5 foot is a little bit thinner. And so I use the entire length of the rope for this basket. And then I take 2 gold thumbtacks from Dollar Tree and I paint them using burnt umber from Apple Barrel Paint. And then I take some faux leather ribbon, also from Dollar Tree, and I hot glue that in the basket. And I end up not liking it inside the basket, so you'll see in the final shot that I end up taking it out right there. And I put the thumbtacks in there for a decorative look. And then I just added some tulips, and the project is finished. I love how this turned out. I think it's so cute, and it's nice and neutral, and you can change it up with the seasons by adding different florals or different touches to the basket. It's so cute. This second DIY was inspired by Courtney with Creative on the Cheap, and we're going to take this sign from Dollar Tree, and I'm just taking off the galvanized Home Sweet Home on it, and I saved that for another project later. And then I'm taking the sandpaper and just sanding it, just kind of smoothing it a little bit. It doesn't really matter because it's going to be covered up, but I just wanted a smooth enough surface, I guess. And then I take some white Waverly chalk paint and I give it a good coat over the entire piece. So once the paint was dry, I took some raffia that I got at Walmart and I started a simple basket weave. Courtney with Creative on the Cheap actually goes in a lot more detail. I lost some of the clips of me starting this. She's really good at explaining it as well. But basically you just start with, I believe, 5 rows. I started going vertical, and then I just weaved them through horizontal. I might have that backwards, I apologize. It's late. But you just start going under, over, just a simple basket weave, and then your next strand you're going to go under, over, and then just keep swapping it back and forth like that. And there's my cat Alice, loves raffia. And then we just continue doing this until the piece is covered. So once I had the basket weave raffia the length that I wanted, then I just started hot gluing it to the actual Dollar Tree sign. And I made sure to pull it kind of taut, or tight, I guess I should say, against this sign, and then try to make it as even as possible. And I gave it a little haircut, and I trimmed the back so that way it was nice and even. And then I added some purple mini roses that I got from Hobby Lobby, and then I'm adding some boxwood from Walmart, and also some wheatgrass picks or wheat germ picks from Walmart, and then also some lavender from Walmart. And then I added some jute rope or nautical rope from Dollar Tree, along with those little hooks that you can get in a picture hanging kit. And then I hung it on a shelf, and I just love how this turned out. Make sure to check out Courtney from Creative on the Cheap video. Hers is adorable. It is so cute, and she has a really good way of explaining things. This third project was inspired by Justin Ray, and it's Justin Ray on Instagram and YouTube, and he's amazing. So I took this 1x4 I got from Home Depot, and I cut it down to 2 feet, and I'm just giving it a good coat of Waverly chalk paint in white. And then I took a black paint pen, and I'm just creating faux lines, I guess, to make it kind of look like shiplap. And then I took some apple barrel paint in the colors Pavement and Pewter Gray, and then I just dry brushed over the entire board. Some sandpaper, and I lightly sanded all over the board just to get rid of any harsh lines and to blend the entire piece. I just took some more Waverly white chalk paint, and I just lightly dry brushed over a few of the areas that I thought were a little harsh or a little dark, and just to brighten it up a little bit. I'm adding these hooks that I spray painted black from Dollar Tree, and I'm just screwing them into the board. And now here is the shelf with the hooks on it. I think this turned out so cute, and you'll see everything hung on it at the end that we created. And this fourth and final project was inspired by Sammie from Unicorn Dust Designs. And I'm just taking this gorgeous spring sign from Dollar Tree and I'm essentially ripping it apart. I'm trying to take off the paper, but it was really stubborn, so I ended up just using the other side and covering this side with craft paper that you'll see in a minute. Now on the other side of the board, I am giving it a good coat of Waverly chalk paint in the color Ivory. I didn't want to use white this time. I wanted a little bit of an off-white color, and this did the trick. And now I'm just taking some Waverly antiquing wax, and I'm just dry brushing over the entire sign. And now I have this gorgeous decal that I got from a Dollar Tree, just like from Sammie's video as well. And I'm just taking some matte Mod Podge and I'm just covering the entire decal with it. I was trying to get rid of the shine because it essentially just looked like a sticker on top of a board. So this helped get rid of that shine and to matten it down a little bit. And now I'm taking a stencil brush that I got in a pack of stencils from the Target Dollar Spot, and I am just going over the entire decal with the antiquing wax, and then also I use some of the Ivory chalk paint as well, just to kind of make it blend into the sign, and so there's no harsh edges or anything like that. Wrapping the back with some craft paper just to cover that up and give it a more finished look. And to cover the holes on the sign, I'm just taking some jute twine and I'm just wrapping it around quite a few times, and then I'm just hot gluing it to the back. And then I took this gorgeous flower I got from Walmart. I believe it's called a ranunculus. I never know how to pronounce it, but I just added that for a little 3D embellishment on the side. And then I'm taking some wood beads from Amazon and I'm just stringing them on some jute twine to create a hanger. here is the final shot. I love how this turned out. Make sure to check out Sammie's video from Unicorn Dust Designs that will be linked below, along with all of the other creators that I recreated. Here are all of the projects that we made today. I love how these turned out, and a big thank you to Katelyn from Crafts by Katelyn, Courtney from Creative on the Cheap, Justin Ray, and Sammie at Unicorn Dust Designs for all of your creativity and your inspiration that gave me to make these beautiful pieces for my home. All of these videos will be linked down below that I recreated. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to check out the playlist down below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!